Okay, so the MG S5. This is a driving review of this vehicle. Came out in the UK in mid-2025, and it's the replacement to the MG ZS, but this is a full electric EV. So one thing about this EV I will say is it's nothing fancy. It's a good, comfortable car. It's an SUV. It's got lots of space in the back for passengers, especially taller ones. Lots of space in the front. Comes equipped with a fair amount of safety features, such as automatic braking, distance cruise control, fatigue monitoring. It comes with quite a few nice touches. Buttons nicely laid out, physical buttons, so that I can actually touch them and turn them and move them around rather than having to try and navigate everything on the display in the infotainment screen. So it's nice that we've got them. Cups are quite nice and handy. They're at this level rather than all the way down the bottom, which they are on the MG4. Vision all round, it's actually quite good. These A-pillars are not too bulky. I've got quite a rimless looking mirror, which is nice. And there's quite a fair sized rear window as well, which is a novelty on most modern cars, it seems. As far as comfort's concerned, it is a comfortable car. If anyone's driven any modern EVs, especially the MG4, you'll know exactly what to expect. Same steering wheel, same controls, same seating position. The difference between this and the MG4 is a noticeable height difference. So I am at a much higher seating position than what I am in the MG4. This is similar driving height to that of my wife's Qashqai, which is quite a big SUV as well. This vehicle is an SUV, so it has got that higher floor plate, higher roof, so you can sit in the back a little bit more comfortable and less touching your head on the roof. So you can wear that hat with pride in the car if you wish. Now currently I've got 87% battery left, which it reckons is about 176 miles, and I'm doing an average of 4.2 miles per kilowatt at the moment. Now bear in mind, I am driving on urban roads. I'm going to be on the motorway shortly, so I'll see how it performs at higher speeds. But I'm about 4.2 miles per kilowatt hour currently. So I'm waiting at a junction here, I'm spotting the gap, and I'm going 20, 30. So the 0 to 30 is a couple of seconds, more than enough to get you out of roundabouts and off junctions without having to sweat it too much about oncoming vehicles. But having said that, it doesn't feel sluggish at all. Yes, it's not BYD sealed 3.8 seconds 0 to 62 territory. However, it is nippier and faster than pretty much most petrol cars you'll come across on the normal roads and sitting at traffic lights. It's always a pleasure to leave a petrol car at the lights whilst you're driving a very modest family SUV. People do underestimate the excitement of any electric vehicle, really, with its 0 to 62. Its acceleration, the torque is instantly there. You don't have to wait for the turbo to build up, turbo lag. It's all the acceleration all at once, right at the very bottom. So you do have to be careful not to wheel spin on regular basis. I have done that a couple of times in my MG4, even in the dry, because the torque is all there. Now what I can do on here is when I do get a little bit bored, I can go to the vehicle and I can go to driving control, I think it is, And then there we've got normal, sport, comfort, snow or custom. So if I click on custom, that allows me to change the power from eco to normal to the good old sport. And I can change the steering from gentle, normal or sport. So I think with the sport, it's a bit more aggressive, the left and right. It'll turn sharper. Whereas if I put it on gentle, it just meanders from side to side. I'm going to stick that back on normal. But I'm going to keep it in sport mode. Now what I can also do on this screen is I can change the regenerative braking. So this is how much energy the car will try and take out of the drive when you take your foot off the power. So at the moment it's on low, so when I take my foot off the power, the slowdown is very, very gentle, but puts less charge back in the battery. If I change it up to strong, which is how I do normally drive, it really helps to slow the car down quickly when you're in traffic, which is always good, so you don't use the brakes. And it means that more battery power is going, more energy is going back into the battery pack. Now the downside to having it on strong is the car will slow down faster, which is fine when you're in traffic or you're in, you know, towns and cities. That's absolutely fine. If anything, it's a bonus that it does that. But then when you go out on the faster roads and the motorways, as soon as somebody pulls in front of you and you decide you're going to take your foot off the power, it's going to slow it down. You're going to lose a lot of energy because you've got to then accelerate again. So it's best on those faster roads to change it to a low regenerative braking. So then when you take your foot off to allow someone in front of you, or you're slowing down before you overtake, you actually lose less momentum, which means you need to use less energy from the battery to get you back up to speed again. So it's understanding what it does and how it works.
The MG S5 EV comes in 3 versions, all offering rear-wheel drive, excellent value for money. So first up, we've got the SE standard range. It comes in at about £28,995, so under that £30,000 mark, but produces a staggering 170 brake horsepower and offers a real-world range of about 211 miles, again, depending on the time of year and the type of driving you do, the speeds that you drive it at. On the used market, a nearly new example can already be found for around about 18 to 20,000, with typically about 2 to 8,000 miles on the clock. The next model up is the SE long range, priced new at 31,495. It produces a staggering 231 brake horsepower with official range of up to about 298, so just shy of 300 miles. Prices second-hand usually start between 20 and 22,000 for a car with as little as 500 miles up to about 8,000. As many of the dealer demonstrators are pre-registered vehicles are now coming on the market as second-hand, never owned by anybody. And then at the top of the range is the Trophy Edition. Now, this is the Trophy long range. Starts at about 33,995, so just under 34,000. It also produces 231 brake horsepower and adds premium features including heated front seats, a 360-degree camera, wireless phone charging, powered tailgate, you know, lots of stuff that you'd expect on a much more expensive car. It offers an official range of about 289 miles, so a little bit less than the SE long range, and models second-hand can be bought for between 22 and 24,000, with as little as 10 to 5,000 miles, again, pre-owned by garages as demonstration cars. So whichever version you choose, the MG S5 EV delivers strong performance, competitive range, and absolutely excellent value. Thanks to rapid depreciation, you may say, buying nearly new can save you between £8,000 and £11,000, whilst getting a car with very low mileage. So, hope this video was of use to you. If you're interested in the MG S5 and want to know more about the interior of it, the controls, the boot space, the legroom and so on, I've done a whole video on that which you can see above. Or if you are interested in the new road tax or EVED that's coming out that the government has announced, where it's going to cost you per mile, then I've done a special video just for you. So please click like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me for every single person that does subscribe. And just let me know in the comments below, do you think the MG S5 is going to steal the thunder from the MG4 and become one of the UK's best-selling cars? And I'll see you in the next video.